Hello friends, welcome to this lecture of Artificial Intelligence where I will discuss about various search techniques available in Artificial Intelligence to find out the best possible solution to a given problem. In order to find out the solution of a given problem, we have various kinds of the search techniques available, which basically is discussed on the basis of certain criteria. And the criteria that we have to understand are: the number one criteria is the nature. There are the search techniques which basically take the inspiration from the nature to find out the solution. And the techniques that we basically consider under the nature inspired search techniques are evolutionary technique and non-evolutionary technique. When we compare the evolutionary search technique with the non-evolutionary technique, we basically mean that we have to work on the principle of bird flocking. And this principle was basically given by Kennedy Abbott. So let us understand what actually the bird flocking means. In nature, we can observe that the birds basically fly around the world to find out a particular place where the bird can get its food. So in similar way, if we want to find out the solution of a given problem, we have to look out at most of the places or the larger domain to find out the best possible solution. Because when we look out for the problem in the larger domain, there is a chance to find out the solution that can best satisfy a given problem. When we talk about the non-evolutionary technique, it simply means that such kind of the technique doesn't depend upon the nature. And the best possible example which explain the non-evolutionary technique are the techniques where we discuss min-max, A-star, AO-star solution. We will discuss about all these techniques in our coming lecture. Let us move to the second criteria of defining the search technique of a given AI problem. The second criteria focuses upon the scope. And when we talk about the scope, it simply means that we have to define a place from which we can derive the solution for a given problem. And when we say scope, we have two kinds of the scope available. These are local and the global. By the local search technique, which simply means that we have to look upon the solution that is available nearby us. That means we can look around our surroundings to find out the cases by which we can derive the solution of a given problem. And the best example for the search technique is the genetic algorithm. The genetic algorithm basically depends upon the evolutionary technique that we have discussed a little bit earlier. So in genetic algorithm, we simply means that we have to look upon the cases around our surroundings, and by looking at such cases, we are in a position to find out the solution that can satisfy the conditions to have the best possible case to solve a particular problem. And the genetic algorithm is basically considered to work on the basis of the Mendel model. And it is basically used to optimize a given solution, and that is the benefit of the local search technique. When we talk about the global search technique, we look out for not only for the cases surrounding us, but beyond that. And we consider all such kind of the cases that can be considered both at the local as well as the far of the places. And while doing so, we are in a position to find out the best possible solution for a given AI problem. Finally, we have the criteria number 3 for defining the solution for a given AI problem. And this criteria basically focus over the information. When we don't have any such information to find out the solution of a given problem, and we look out for physically for the solution for a given problem, such kind of the problem basically categorized under the uninformed search. And the techniques which are basically used under uninformed search are BFS, that is breadth first search, DFS, that is depth first search, depth limited DFS, iterative deepening search, bidirectional search, uninformed search. And when we talk about the informed search, we have certain heuristic that guide us to find out the solution of a given problem. When we talk about the heuristic, it means that we have certain condition. If we follow that condition, we are in a position to have the solution of a given problem. And the techniques which are discussed under the heuristic search technique are best first search, hill climbing, simulated annealing, A star, AO star, means and analysis. And lots of problems are there which I haven't discussed under this technique, but we will discuss about that in our coming lecture. So in my next lecture I will discuss about the information based search technique, because at the various layer levels of the university examination, the questions from the AI basically come from this section. So make sure that whenever you are appearing for the exam, you must prepare this topic.